I welcome you all. In this video, we're going to be looking at section A of 2023 internal paper, Mathematics CZ. Without wasting much of your time, we're going to go directly into solving. Okay, when you look at question one is on substitution. Okay, I don't know how many of you have problems with substituting. But substituting involves replacing letters with numbers. Where there's a letter, you remove it, and where there's a number, where there's a letter, you remove it and put a number there. Okay. So when you have a number 3b, okay, there's no sign between the number and the letter. It means they are multiplying. We had to multiply 3 and b to get 3b. In the case of 4a, we had to multiply 4 and a to get 4a. All right. So when we say given that A is 2 and B is 5, find the value of this. So it only means that where there's B, we're going to make a substitution and replace with the given value, which is 5. Make sure that you put the number in brackets when you substitute it, okay? When you put the number in brackets, it means you're multiplying the two numbers. So our value of A is 2. So whenever I put numbers like this, it means they are multiplying. So 3 times 5 is 15, minus 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so what is 15 minus 8? 7. So our answer for question 1 is 7. So on your multiple choice, you can put question 1B. Okay, that's our answer. We move to question 2. Calculate the simple interest on 36,000 kwacha invested in a bank at the rate of 12% per annum for 3 years. I'm sure by now we know the formula for simple interest. The formula for simple interest is given that by I, representing the simple interest, is equal to P R T over 100. Now this principle here denotes the amount invested. Okay, the R is the rate, which is the percentage. Okay, the percentages are always over 100. Then the time is always in years. Okay, so what is the amount invested? 36,000 kwacha times what is the rate? The rate is the percentage, so 12 over 100 times what is the number of years given? 3 years. So whenever we are multiplying and we have zeros in the denominator like that, the zeros cancel out. So what are we going to remain with? We're going to remain with 360 times 12 times 3. Okay, 12 times 3, can you remember what your 12 times 3 is? Should be 36. So now the only thing you remain with is 360 times 36. Okay, so I'm not using a calculator because I want you to see that you can do this work without using a calculator. Any number times 0 is 0, so 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 6 is 36, so we carry the 3. 6 times 3 is 18. So plus the 3, that's 21. Once we finish multiplying by 6, we add the 0 here to show that we've moved on to the next number. 3 times 0, any number times 0 is 0. 6 times 3 is 18, so 8 carry 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1, 10. Once we finish multiplying, we add the numbers. So 0 plus 0 is 0. Any number plus 0 is the number itself. 8 plus 1, 9. 2 plus 0 is 2, 1. So 12,960. So our interest is 12,960. So what is our answer for question 2? C. So you can say question 2, the answer is C. Okay. We move on to question 3. I'm sure it's not visible at this point. Need to wrap this. Okay, so we move to question 3. Evaluate -2 minus -6. So this is a question on integers. Always remember, positive and negative produce a negative. Positive, positive produce a positive. Then negative, negative produce a positive. That being said, can you see that these two signs are following each other? So it always makes your life easier when you combine two signs to make one sign. So what is our negative negative? We said our negative negative is positive. So we're going to rewrite this solution as -2 plus 6. Okay, so when you are adding two numbers with different signs, we subtract the two numbers and get the sign of the bigger number. So we say 6 minus 2 is 4. Then what is the sign of the bigger number? The bigger number is 6, and 6 has positive. So the answer will be positive 4. So the answer for question 3 is B. Question 3 is B. Okay. Then we move on to question 4. When we're talking about order of a matrix, what are we talking about? Order of a matrix is given by row by column. Okay, the order of a matrix, the row and the column. Now take note that we do not multiply these, we just leave it like that. Okay, so we're on question number 4. So this matrix P is 1, 2, 4. So order of a matrix, row by column. We read these times as by. Okay, by. Okay, so the rows are the lines that go like this in horizontal. So how many rows are there in this matrix? There's only one row. And then how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns. So we don't multiply 1 times 3 to give you 3. No, we just say 1 by 3. Okay, and 1 by 3 is not the same as 3 by 1, because if it was going to be a 3 by 1, we were going to have 3 columns, 3 rows, like 2, 1, 3, like that. Okay, that is how it was going to be, 2, 1, 3, so that we're going to have 3 rows and 1 column. But in this given case, we have 1 row and 3 columns. So the answer, what's the answer for question 4? 1 by 3 fours and A. So the answer for question 4 is A. Okay. Then we move on to question 5. Which of the following is an irrational number? What is an irrational number? This takes us back to our square roots. A rational number is any number which can be written as a fraction. Okay, A over B. So if it can be written as a fraction, it's a rational number. Okay. So when we look at option A, 3 over 4 is a clear fraction. So 3 over 4 is definitely a rational number. So question A is out. If you have a whole number too, a whole number is a rational number because it can be written as a fraction over 1. Any whole number is a fraction because it's a fraction over 1. When we look at square root of 9, what is the square root of 9? It produces the whole number 3, which can be written as a fraction 3 over 1. So definitely A, B, and C are out. On the other hand, root of 11, when you punch this number in the calculator, it really produces a very long and ending decimal number. So definitely the answer for question 5 is C. Root of 11 is an irrational number. We move on to question 6. Simplify 4x plus 3y minus 2x minus 3y. Now, for us to simplify, we have to collect the like terms. Okay? Anything that has x, you put it together. So when you're lifting the number, you have to lift it together with the sign. So we can see that 4x is going with negative 2x. So we're going to say 4x minus 2x. When we're done with the x, we move on to the y. Okay, so we say plus 3y minus 3y. So we can collect these numbers and put them in one bracket. So we collect the numbers 4 minus 2 and factor out the x. Here we have the numbers 3 minus 3 and factor out the y. Okay. Then at this point, what is 4 minus 2? It's 2x. 3 minus 3 is 0y. Any number times 0 is 0. So this goes out and we're only going to remain with 2x. Okay. So what is the answer for question 6? The answer for question 6 is B, which is 2x. Okay. When we say two significant figures, we only want to remain with numbers from 1 to 9. Okay. So we only want to remain with 2 non-zero numbers here. The rest should go out. So always when you're writing a number correct to a significant figure, we only want to remain with 2 numbers here. Okay, just these 2. So you're going to circle the second number and you look at the number next to it on the right. Is this number greater or less than 5? It's greater than 5. So if the number is greater than 5, you add a 1 here. So we're going to have 5 and 7. What is going to happen to this next number here? You're going to turn it into a 0. So now when you have a number, 2 non-zero numbers and a 0 at the end of it, that 0 is not significant. But if we had to say 0.000, just right after this point, these zeros are significant. So immediately you include zeros at the end of a decimal point. The number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. So we're not going to put zeros this side. Okay, so the answer there is 570.
And 8, a pyramid with 6 faces is called. There are different types of pyramids. Now, we name pyramids according to the shape of the base of the pyramid. If the base is a triangle, okay, like that, and then like that. So this is the base. If the base is a triangle, it's a triangular pyramid. I'm really not an artist, so bear with me. If the pyramid has a square, okay, so we have something like that, and then it comes like that. So since the pyramid has a rectangular base, when the base is a rectangle, it's a rectangular pyramid. Okay, so we've looked at triangular pyramid and rectangular pyramid. So now what about in the case where the pyramid has a pentagon base? The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the base of the pyramid is a pentagon, then we're going to have a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, something like that. I'm really not a good artist. You're just going to bear with me like that. If the base of the pyramid is a pentagon, it's a pentagonal pyramid. So we name pyramids according to the base that the pyramid has. If the pyramid has a hexagon shape at the base, it's a hexagonal pyramid. So we're looking at a pyramid with 6 faces. It means that the pyramid has 5 triangles on the top and the base is a pentagon, which makes it 6 faces. Hence, a pyramid with 6 faces is a pentagonal pyramid. So the answer for question 8 is D, pentagonal pyramid.
Question 9. We're looking for the diagram which best represents x is greater or equal to 3. Okay, so we have the x-axis and the y-axis. So this is the y and this is the x. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. We're definitely going to focus on the x-axis. So we definitely have to be at 3. So we're going to draw a number at x is equal to 3. All right. So which side represents greater than? Okay, so if I draw a dotted line, it means 3 is not included. Okay, that's what it means. If I draw a dotted line, it means 3 is not included. So the line has to be a solid line. So any number which goes this side means it's greater than 3. So you can see from the options there, option A and option B are very similar. Option A has a dotted line at 3. Option B has a solid line at 3. So we're going with a solid line to suggest that 3 is included going forward. But if it was a dotted line, it means 3 is not included. Okay? All right. Then we go to question 10. Question 10. In the diagram given is a trapezium. Okay. And then AC and BD are intersecting at E. Which pair of triangles is not congruent? We can see that the smaller triangle AEB is similar to DCE. Let me just draw this diagram on the board. So we have the short side and the long side, okay, like that. So we are looking at a trapezium, okay, then this side here and this side, and this is side A. So D, A, B, C, okay. Then we have these angles here, this one, this one, this one, okay. All right. So let's look at the first one, DAC, DAC, and CBD, CBD. We can see that both of these triangles have equal angles, so they are congruent. Let's look at the second one, EBC, EBC, and EAD. Definitely these are congruent because of the equal angles there, okay. ABC, ABC, and AEB. Do you see any similarity between this big triangle and this small triangle? No. What about ACB and BDA? Definitely these two are congruent. So the odd one out is C. So question 10, the correct answer is C. So as you can see, section A is multiple choice. Okay, it's multiple choice, so you don't have to guess your answer. You can always calculate to find the correct answer and make sure you follow the principles. Okay.